Hello, Nistas and Nistos. How are you today? Welcome back to the channel. My name is SavingsFashionista. She is I, and I am her. And this is Nista's Nation. We do mainly things fragrances here. Today, you guys, I want to talk to you about my favorite fragrances that were newly added to my collection in the year of 2022. So if you're interested in hearing all about those fragrances, please stay tuned. All right, you guys, so let's just jump right into it. So if you've been following me, you can see that I did a fragrance haul like the end of every month, you know, whether it was 1 or 7 fragrances that I bought for that particular month, you know, and some are more favorable in my opinion than others. Not that I don't like them. Some were blind buys, others were ones that I experienced, but I just want to talk to you about the ones that were my favorites. A couple of these were gifted to me, and the rest of them, of course, I purchased them myself. I do have some other fragrances that I really enjoyed this year, but they were not newly added to my collection. It was a repeat, something that I repurchased. So let's just start off with none other than Bun No. 9's Nomad. So look at the dent. This was gifted to me for Mother's Day. I was so excited to receive this. This is a newly released fragrance for Bun No. 9. It was either released in 21 or I think it was the end of 2021. Yes, the end of 2021. And hubby did it when he did this one. And I didn't even prompt him to do this, to get this particular one. I had made mention of the Scent of Peace Green or Naturals and opened the box, and this is what I got. So I was really excited to get this. This is your black tie. I'm not going to even say black tie. This is, you feel like legacy type of fragrance. This is just how good it is. It is a very year-round fragrance in my opinion, because I have worn it in warmer months as well as the cooler months. I like the way that it performs on my skin either or. And Bun No. 9 does have that effect, but you just have to kind of like venture out there, figure out which one is right for you, because what you think may not be good for the cooler months, it end up working just fine depending on your body chemistry. But in this, you have notes of kinks, you have the black currant, and you have a very safe oud in this. So if you want to experience more with oud, I would definitely recommend getting this Nomad. It has a very safe oud, and I think the balance of the oud and the fruity components, the fruity notes that they have in this Nomad, it makes it the perfect fragrance. This is Nomad by Bun No. 9. The next fragrance is also from the house of Bun No. 9. So this one, I purchased the Luxe Trio set back in May or June. Got that set. Greenwich was a repurchase. I remember when Greenwich first came out, you could only get it in the 3.3. I had that one. And I decided to purchase this one because I did want to try and get the Tribeca. And it didn't hurt to get a new bottle of the Greenwich. And they had this in here. I knew that I liked it. It was not a blind buy because this was gifted to me. I think my birthday, 2019, I want to say. It was either 2019 or 2020. This was gifted to me for my birthday. And that's the candle. And this fragrance is everything, you guys. The freshness of that freesia and the tardiness of the tangerine. This fragrance is everything. I think I wore this more than any of my buns. I probably wore this just as much as I wore Nomad. I wore this so much. I even featured this on one of my postings on Instagram on how much I wore this fragrance. This is a really good fragrance, you guys. Love it, love it, love it. It also has a jasmine sambac note in it, and jasmine sambac, that's my thing. I really like it. It just puts the prettiness and Nomad, it's good. And it's like it has like a muskiness to it. This is so good. All right, so again, this is not Nomad. This is Nolita by Bun number 9. So the next fragrance, you guys, it is from the house of Replica. This is Beach Walk. All right, you guys, I got a couvret gifted to me a couple years back, and I made myself a promise. Whichever couvret I used up first to its entirety, I would purchase a full-size bottle, and it was the Beach Walk. So you guys, this is summertime goodness right here. This is so good. This has notes of bergamot, pink pepper. It has notes of coconut milk and that ylang note to just make it florally pretty. It is so pretty. It's not too florally, and it is not too lactonic with the coconut. It is so good, you guys. But this is what I love to pair it with. I had the Tom Ford, before I got the full bottle, I got the Tom Ford Soleil Blanc Shimmering Body Oil, and I was pairing what I had in the little small couvret size with that, you guys. I get loads of compliments when I wear this fragrance. I have had people to stop me. One lady stopped me and she was like, can you just stand here and tell me and let me make a screenshot on it? She was like, where do I go? I told her, you know, Sephora. But this right here, this Beach Walk, it is summertime fun. It is so pretty. Very beautiful. I said that I was going to play with it in the cooler months with something that's a little more deeper to see how well it balanced. So once I figure that out, I'll come back to you guys and share it once I get to that point. So again, this is Beach Walk by Replica. All right, the next fragrance, you guys, shout out to Kimball Candles. She talks about her fragrances from time to time. And this was during the time I had caught one of her lives. I had ended up on one of her lives, and she was talking about how much she liked this Eden Juicy Apple. Now, normally, I don't think I would have probably ever bought this had I not just like heard her and trusted her opinion on it, on how much she liked it. And she also was pairing it with one of my favorite fragrances from Bath & Body Works, which is the Honey Wildflower. So I ventured out. I bought it, you guys. And as you can see, look at the dent. This is deep for me to have something less than a year. And the dent is like this. That means that I'm getting a lot of wear out of it. And also being that I'm a mixer, I do cocktailing. That's relatively a bit much. It has red apple, it has berries, it has black currant, and it has a musk note in it. This is so good. This is just fruity, flirty, fun. This is really good, you guys. This is the Eden Juicy Apple by Kayali. All right, the next fragrance. This was one of the fragrances that I ventured out, experimented with during the big fall release. You know, we had like 7 or 8 fragrances that came out this past fall, and look at it, you guys. This is YSL Libre Le Parfum. This is my first YSL. I have done a full dedicated review on this. If you would like to check that review out, please click the card above. I should have bought this in a larger size, you guys. I've gotten to the point where I'm really like buying 1 ounce or the smallest one that they have above the purse size. But this is so good, you guys. It has notes of ginger. It has honey in it. It has like a saffron note in it and orange blossom. The orange blossom in this, you guys, it is so good. Orange Blossom is one of those fragrances, you guys, that it just vibes across seasons. And it will go really well with other fragrances also, because I just recently got the Delina Oriana, and not Delina Oriana, but the perfumes, the Marley Oriana. And Orange Blossom, I think it's in that, some type of orange, but I use my Seville orange, and it just wears so well. So this Libre Le Parfum, you know, it's like 3 of them. You got Libre, you got the Intense, and you have this one. This is the latest one that was released. I had this on last week. Lady flagged me down like, excuse me, miss, what is that you're wearing? I was in Target. Won't forget. Remember where I was. She was another one. She was like, let me type that in my phone really quick. So when someone go as far as saying, let me type it in my phone because I don't want to forget the name and I want you to verify if this is what you're talking about, that says a lot. So this is YSL Libre Le Parfum. One of my favorite purchases. Really enjoyed it. I will be purchasing a... So my next favorite fragrance is from the House of Bath and Body Works. And it is so good, you guys. So if you know me, I'm sure you already know. Coffee and whiskey. If you want a just unique, good, smells so good, and it lasts too. Coffee fragrance, you guys, you need to get this. I hope you can find it. The time to get it was during SAS. Well, it's going to be ending, so hopefully you can still find it. I don't see it in my stores anymore. This is so good. Very simple. The fragrance notes are just coffee and Irish whiskey, you guys. Oh my God, this is so good. Now, you know this was really bought for my husband. Now, I had purchased the candle, 2 of them, I think, for myself. Went through them. Candle day, ended up buying like 3 more. Then I went back and got 3 more. Ended up with the crate of them. This is so good. This fragrance is so good, you guys. Now, I have a little small dent in it, but I think that it's not as large because before I purchased the fragrance, I bought the deodorizing men's body spray. Husband don't like it, so I use that as one of my chasers. I really like mixing this with other fragrances, but it wears so well alone, especially if you combine it with like a sweet vanilla note. It is just so good. And if you're watching this video, whoever you are, if you have used this as a male or female and you paired it with something else, please let me in on it. Share it with me because I just think that this is such a versatile fragrance and it will go well with a lot of other fragrances. So again, this is Coffee and Whiskey by Bath & Body. So next up, you guys, is a fragrance that I was gifted with another purchase, and they gave me like a, I think it was probably like a 1.5 ml, a nice purse size fragrance that I was gifted in another fragrance. And I was just playing around with it and I wore it. Now, out of all of the fragrances that I have shared with you, this one right here, if you're into compliments, if that's an important factor for you, you want to try to get your hands on this fragrance. Sample it, see how well it goes with your body chemistry, because you guys, this, and I'm starting to see it more. I'm starting to see it more on Instagram and YouTube. This fragrance is so good, you guys. And the longevity is eternal. It's eternal. It lasts a very, very long time. The performance on this fragrance, this Maison Crivelli Hibiscus MahaJád. My first Maison Crivelli, I really, really like that, the Iris Malacon. But this right here, you guys, this is so good. It is a fruity, rosy fragrance. And I'm just really realizing how deep the rose is in this fragrance. It is so good. It has some notes of hibiscus. It has the rose in it. It has some leather. And it has like this mintiness to it. It is so good. Now, whenever I wear this, whenever, I'm going to get 3-4 compliments top. I mean, whenever. But surprise, well, one person did. One person did, and this was during the time I was wearing the sample size, the little purse size. She stopped me and she was like, what is, she called my name because she knows me. She was like, what is that? What is that? She said, when you were inside of your office, I passed by and I could smell it. So this fragrance, this is a powerhouse, sweet, fruity, rosy fragrance. And this is such a unique rose. Most of the roses that I have in my fragrance collection, they are unique. But this one is by far the most unique one. This Hibiscus MahaJád by Maison Crivelli. It is so good, you guys. So these were all the fragrances that I was most excited about that newly entered into my fragrance collection. They were new to me and my collection, and I don't regret any spritz of it. They are so good. And a few of these, I can label these as forever fragrances. I definitely think that this is something, a few of them, that I would want in my fragrance collection forever. So I want to thank you guys for coming back to the channel. Please leave any of your top fragrance purchases in the year of 2022 or your mostly complimented fragrances, however you want to acknowledge them. Leave that in the comments below, you guys. I want to thank you so much for coming back. And please like, share, and subscribe. That makes a world of a difference in the performance and the exposure of my videos. I greatly appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next one. And do not forget, you, yes, you are great. Bye-bye.